Okay, so let's look at gratitude. So over the years, so many years ago, when people spoke about gratitude, it's sort of like, yeah, it's okay, gratitude, you know, it seemed a little bit airy fairy. But you know, over the years, I've just realized the power of gratitude. And you know, what makes it powerful is the complete simplicity of it. You know, a lot of meditate and do 6-step process and do breathing awareness, all of these things. With gratitude, just stop a moment. Think, what am I grateful for? That's it. It's so simple to do, but so profound. So, and gratitude is an emotion, but I find that these days now, it's a real, you know, underrated emotion. It's an emotion that can change, not only change your thought process, but it can change your life. Because as I've said before, that our brains are wired for survival, which means they're wired for negativity. So it is so easy for us to become negative and get all tangled up in negativity. And the best way for you, if you're caught up in negativity, the best way to break that is to use gratitude. Because when you're thinking of things that you appreciate, that you are thankful for, when you spend your time counting your blessings and not looking at all the things that are wrong in your life, that is when you become more resilient. That is when you become a stronger person. Because it doesn't just stop at gratitude. Gratitude leads to contentment. And contentment leads to inner happiness, not our outside happiness, not these fleeting moments of happiness when we buy new things or, you know, when we have fun with people. These are fleeting. I'm talking about inner happiness, a peaceful mind. That can come from gratitude. If you are grateful, if you're grateful for the things in your life, and you know, let's face it, we have so many things to be grateful for. And if you are grateful for the things in your life, you are going to be contented. You're not going to have everything you need, but you don't need all those extra things because you're contented with what you've got. When you're contented with what you've got, the mind can then relax all those desires that, you know, in Buddhism, we call desires the thirst. And it's like we can never, ever quench that thirst. You think, oh, yeah, I want this, and you buy it, and now you want this. And when you get that, now you want this. So that thirst of desire can never be quenched. So it's putting your mind under huge amount of pressure. So when you are grateful for your life, you will be contented. And when you're contented, your mind will be peaceful and you will have that inner happiness. And that comes from gratitude. Gratitude is so powerful. So there are 4 things that we can be grateful for, 4 different types of things. So we can be grateful for other people. We can be grateful for an experience or a situation that we're going through at the moment or have been through. We can be grateful for possessions. So your car, your house, your phone, whatever. And more importantly, we can be grateful for ourselves. People tend to miss that one off. But you know, sometimes you have a good day and you've done really good work. Maybe, you know, you've come to this course and for 8 weeks you've been coming and you've been learning. So that's great. You should be grateful to yourself for giving yourself this opportunity to do the course. So when you're thinking of gratitude, don't leave yourself out, because sometimes we can be really grateful for ourselves as well. So other people, ourselves, possessions, experiences and situations. So these are the 4 categories that we can be grateful for. I just want to read something that Dalai Lama wrote about being two ways to be contented. So he said, one is to acquire everything you want and desire, an expensive house, fast car, fashionable wardrobe, gourmet food, the perfect mate, exotic trips, and a perfectly toned body. The list is endless there. But the problem, he says, the problem with that approach is that this type of wanting is a bottomless pit, and it never leads to gratitude, contentment, or a peaceful mind. So the second way, and which he said is the more reliable approach to it, is contentment is to want and feel grateful for what you already possess. So when you have a strong sense of contentment, it doesn't matter whether you obtain the object of your desires or not, because you're contented. So you see how gratitude, contentment leads to a peaceful mind. So gratitude is a really, really powerful thing to do. So when we do think of things we're grateful for, dopamine is released into our brains. So dopamine is our feel-good hormone. It not only makes us feel good, but it also helps us to connect with other people. And, you know, we're social animals, so it is good for us to connect. So just by sitting and thinking about the things you're grateful for, dopamine is being released. And you know, one really shows the power of gratitude. When I go to schools, like I was talking earlier on about going to the school in Bangalore, that we put up a gratitude board and getting people to write on the chalkboard what they're grateful for, or put it on a post-it note. So if you go there and you read the things that people are grateful for, dopamine is released into your brain. So just think about that. It isn't just about the things you're grateful for. By reading what other people are grateful for, you also release dopamine. That's an amazing fact that I find. And I think every school and workplace should have a gratitude board. They're simple to do and they're so powerful. And, you know, it also gets the students and the staff thinking, oh, what should I put on the gratitude board? So then they're thinking now, well, what am I grateful for? So now you're sort of encouraging them to use the gratitude practice. So dopamine is what we're going to release into our brains if we stop and think. So it is as simple as just stopping a moment, closing your eyes so you can focus, and thinking. Either thinking about some things that have happened, but I always find the most powerful gratitude practice is when you stop, close your eyes, and think of, what am I grateful for now? Right at this moment, because now not only are you releasing that dopamine and you're feeling good and you're counting your blessings, but you're also bringing yourself back into the present moment. Because when we think about something that is happening now, we can't help but be brought back into the present moment. So I always feel the most powerful way to use gratitude is that, and that's what I like to do. And you know, here where we are in Chandigarh now, it is so hot and we're in the middle of a heat wave for the last couple of weeks. And it sends your mind a bit fuzzy by the end of the day. So I find that I've been sitting quite a lot and just closing my eyes and, you know, don't forget about the heat. What am I grateful for? It really helps. It really helps to focus your mind on the positive. And when our mind is positive, it gives us hope. It helps us to be motivated. It inspires us. All of that is coming from gratitude. And it couldn't be simpler. So I've written down just some simple ideas, and maybe you've got some ideas you can share with us as well about different ways that we can be grateful. So spend as much time in the present moment. So keep bringing yourself back to the present moment, because that is the best way for us to have gratitude. So think of something that you're grateful for right at this moment, whatever it is, you, somebody else, an experience, possession, doesn't matter. You know, the more that you do this practice, the more that you hone in on the little things. So people will say at the beginning, oh, my parents, my job, and you know, my health, and big things. But as you do the practice, slowly, 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 you start to look at the little things in your life. That is where the power comes from. When we can pick out those little things in our life that we're grateful for, it is so powerful. It's so uplifting, because we start to think that, yeah, I have so much to be grateful for. So why am I worrying about this silly little thing and getting my mind all caught up with this little thing here, when I've got all of these blessings for me to appreciate and be thankful for? So by stopping, closing your eyes, just thinking, what am I grateful for at this moment? Doing that 3 or 4 times a day brings you back to the present moment, makes you feel grateful. Also, you can keep a gratitude journal. So many people do this. At the end of the day, they'll sit and they'll write all the things they're grateful for in a journal. You know, writing down is always a good thing, because we remember it better. If we just remember in our head and leave it, it can float off. But if we write them down, then we can remember them. So a gratitude journal. Also, spending more time in nature. You know, I think I've said before that we are animals, yeah? And we are like every other animal. We should be in nature. We was never born to drive in cars, fly in planes, and live in houses. We were not born for that. That is not natural to us. I mean, I can't imagine us all going to live in the forest now, but it's too late. But it's still, that is who we are. So I think everybody knows that when you go into nature, then things just seem a lot better. You smell the fragrances, you just look at the beautiful flowers, the trees, the grass. I mean, even if it's just going to your local park. So, you know, the more time that you can go in to nature, the easier it is for you to appreciate and be thankful for life. Also, try to remember your challenges, because by remembering those challenges and remembering that we got over those challenges and we moved on, that is going to help you to be grateful. Grateful for getting over the challenges. A lot of the time when we have challenges, we get over them and we're just so happy just to push them to one side and try to forget about them. But I don't think we should. I think those challenges are part of who you are. They've built your character, they've built your patterns of behavior. So by remembering your challenges and remembering how you've got over them, it's going to help you to be more grateful. And every day, if you're not going to just stop and close your eyes and think of things you're grateful for now, every day, think of 3 things you're grateful for at the end of the day. But don't just think them, say them out loud. You know, like when we write things down, they become more clear. When we speak them, they become more clear. When we leave things in our head, they just rattle around the old head there. But when we speak them, we can hear the words. And then it helps us to engage more. So think of 3 things you're grateful for and say them out loud. Also, be thankful for yourself. Yeah, don't, like I was saying, don't forget when you're looking at gratitude, think about yourself as well. And finally, just say thank you more often. You know, I know the people in Canada, they say thank you too much. Please and thank you even more than the British, and we say it too much. But, you know, just a little please, a little thank you, a little bit of courtesy, you know, goes a long, long way. just opening doors and things like that. It's little things that, and saying thank you and please, those little things mean a lot. And that's going to help you to start to build up your gratitude. So I would encourage you, really, if you don't journal and if you don't want to think of 3 things and say them out loud, at least stop every now and again throughout the day. And particularly when you're starting to get a little bit worked up, just stop, close your eyes. What am I grateful for? You're taking yourself away from that negativity. You're making yourself more positive, more hopeful, more motivated and inspired, which then means you're going to be contented, have a peaceful mind and happy. All of that comes from gratitude. It is so simple. If you enjoyed this video, then press the subscribe button now. And don't forget to share the video with your friends.